Hello everybody, lovely to be on screen with you. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes out to watch this short clip. I just want to talk today about private equity, and I know that people have said we've already seen about private equity, we've heard about it and read about it. But let's get down to some very sort of simple basics. What is private equity? It is your private personal equity. Equity is where you've got a piece of something. The equity you have in a property is something that pretty much every person under the age of 30 at the moment is striving to get on the ladder with. They're all trying to get onto the property ladder to get a piece of the action. So what's happening right now is you've got an opportunity to find a property, you've got an opportunity to build some trust and relationship with your banks, and eventually over the years you'll end up with a positive situation if you're fortunate, where you've worked for X amount of years and you have more value in the property, for example, than you would owe the bank. Now that's just property. You can have equity in a company, in a business. You can have intellectual property. If you've got a business which is operating and it can be turning over, say, $1 million a year, and you've got assets in that company which are worth $1.2 million, let's say, and you've got intellectual property which you own, and it could be a brand name, it could be even a domain name, it could be all sorts of things like designs, etc., which are considered intellectual property. Looking at Coca-Cola, for example, where they sell a product every second of the day, every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year. The private equity that's involved in that is unsurmountable. Nobody can calculate the value of that company really, other than by the share price and the outstanding shares. But it's still almost impossible to calculate. The value of the brand and the intellectual property, say for example Coca-Cola, again, is almost insurmountable. How can you put a value on something that sells a product every second of the day? Very difficult. So what they do is they franchise, they lease it out. And what we're looking at doing with one of the companies we're releasing right now is to allow other people to have a small piece of a big cake. So for example, we've got this North American company at the moment that I'm personally releasing to the market. It's a company which is involved in agriculture. It's found a fantastic solution for replacement for soybeans, and it's got two pieces of intellectual property which vastly improve the taste, the price, the accessibility, and the flavor of that product. And the market itself is in the billions of dollars. It's not millions, it's billions. We've already established with a couple of Scandinavian fish farm companies and a couple of livestock companies and a major cereal company, manufacturing company in America, United States, who's already agreed multi-million-dollar share contracts every month. Now I'm going to repeat that, multi-million-dollar contracts every month. That's not a year. At the moment, we've already penned a contract for 330 million American dollars, and that can be, put to plan as soon as the funding comes in for the extra machinery. 60,000 acres already in process, and there's a farmers network of 125 plus, and it's growing fast. We're also introducing a new idea which has come from IPO Direct, my company, which is suggesting the opportunity to franchise or lease out the rights to use these patents. And I think anyone involved in agriculture, farming, fish farming, livestock manufacture, livestock breeding, I should say, anyone who's involved in the agriculture and food market should take a look at this, because the way it works is very, very fast. It isn't draining on the land. It doesn't need lots of oxides and herbicides and fertilizers. It works very, very well. I haven't actually visited the site yet, but I'm due to later this year in North America. At the moment, it's on ice because of all the issues with flights and transport. We've got an energy crisis. This video goes out April the 24th, 2026. Now, we'd love to hear from you. I'd be very, very pleased to answer any questions, especially you guys who know a lot more than me about farming and agriculture. Please ask some questions, you know, no matter how detailed or whatever information you need. I know Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK are very, very keen to maximize the use of the farmland they've got. And this is a product which could change your lives. The fact that it's already in demand by previous billions of people have used soybean, and this replaces that, and it replaces the bitter, unpleasant taste, and the prices, it's increased the markups by 56%. So that's not, you know, that's an increase in the markups, all right, not the markup itself. So think about that. So profit's the name of the game. If you can make more money with less outlay, and there's a bigger market to draw on, and it's more popular. I mean, this has been tested by one of the large, in fact, it was number 2 of America's largest breakfast cereal company, tested this product physically 4 times. They had their scientists and labs check this 4 times. I went through the process with them, and for sure, they're very, very happy with the outcome. So what you're looking at here is something which is proven, tested. It's had a lot of money injected into it already. We're looking at listing this on a stock exchange in the next, probably in the next 2 to 3 years. But in the meantime, get yourself involved, get yourself a piece of the action. This is going out as a private placement or a pre-IPO. If you know what an IPO is, initial public offering, you've seen them, companies like Alibaba in the early 2000s go boom. You know, they put 50 cents in and they're taking $300 out. We're not saying that's going to happen. This isn't a Chinese IPO, and it's not the boom years. We know things are different. But it will certainly be a very, very substantial performance for you for the dollar. The price at the moment is being released at $1 Canadian. So have a look on your currency exchange, wherever you're living. $1 Canadian per share, and that share will buy you 1 share unit. Okay, now after that's gone, the value of the company as it increases means that your share price will increase intrinsically. It's not listed on the stock exchange yet. The plans are that it might very well do, but quite honestly, our advice is going to be to the company to keep it private, because once it goes onto a stock exchange and the day traders get hold of it, it'll probably be you know, raped and pillaged, and the prices will go up through the roof. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is for everyone to get on board. It's already gone up 24% from the original $1. So intrinsically, the price is already 1.24 Canadian dollars a share. You can still get in right now, April 2026, for $1 a share. My name's Rob Jowett, Jowett. You don't send us any money. We'd love you to. We're releasing this company so that we can make the chance for everybody to get on board and help us build our company with a new database of wealthy people. And let me tell you, you'll remember this company because of all the effort that's gone into this. The people on board this company are absolutely determined. It's a very